Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Brawl Stars. I have my main man, Coach Cory, back on the channel. Cory, how you doing, man?
What's up? I'm doing well, Ash. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited about today because I get free coaching lessons and I get an awesome collab. So it's a win-win for me. So I actually saw on your channel recently you did a Poco guide, which I thought was fantastic, by the way. You put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, I really like Poco. He's a fun brawler.
Yeah, so he's one of my favorites too. I think I'm decent at him, but I'm not like a world beater like you are. Are you number 2 in the world still, or are you top 5, or how are you ranking?
I haven't checked recently. I've been playing other brawlers since he's kind of had trophies. I might be like top 5.
Awesome. Well, definitely you're one of the best Pocos in the game, so who better to ask?
Thank you.
And if you guys like this format, let me know. We can do other brawlers. The sky's the limit. We can do other game modes because we're going to be focusing on Smash and Grab today. And we're also going to do a video with Barley on Cory's channel. Same type of format, though. We basically, Cory will review my gameplay and do what he does, coach. So, you ready to get into this?
I'm ready.
Cory? Well,
let's do it, Ash.
Maybe right before we hop in, do you want to just give it like a really brief, like whatever, 30-second, 1-minute breakdown on the basics of Poco in Smash and Grab?
Yeah, so Poco, obviously he's a really high health brawler. He can heal his teammates. He's going to be the gem grabber on your team. You're going to want him carrying all the gems if he can. And then he's going to use his heal anytime him or his teammates are low. He's going to be in the middle of the map usually. And the main thing with Poco is to try and not be too aggressive.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and these were all random queues, so unfortunately I wasn't like the gem carrier. I don't think in any of these, or maybe in maybe 1 or 2, because just you're just at the mercy of whatever your teammates do.
You may want to be the gem carrier, but randoms don't always get the choice.
All right, so here we go. Let's start with the first replay in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
And just maybe start out by talking about opening plays, like where to go as Poco. Like, what do you do?
Sure. So Temple Catacombs, Poco, you always want to go in the middle. And yeah, you can either go the way you went just now, or you can go on the left side of the wall directly in the middle. No one went on your right side, so that was totally fine. Usually each map, you want to have someone pretty much in the middle and then someone on the right and the left.
Okay. And so, but you never go, as a Poco, should I ever go into that middle section or no in the beginning?
Yeah, you totally can. If it's a more long-range meta, maybe not, but right now it's totally fine. There's not going to be, it's like, the only problem with going down the middle is if someone's in range of that, it's really easy to get hit since obviously you're stuck between, 2 tiles. But no, yeah, totally fine in the middle, in the early game, and pretty much later too.
Okay.
So right now, going well, you're going to get some good chip shots on this Daryl. Yep, just like that. And then you're totally fine to not be too aggressive. You're not going to be able to deal with that Shelly. Good heal.
I miss a lot of heals in this episode, just a forewarning, guys.
There was one earlier, but it happens. I think you see a lot of times people miss heals on when they have a teammate who's low health and is kind of far away. Poco's heal takes a little bit of time to activate or to reach the person, so you do see people doing that. One thing with Poco is if you do have a teammate who's like low health and is far away, really consider not using that heal, because if they're taking damage fast, you're probably not going to reach them in time.
And I noticed in your video that you said oftentimes you sit on your heal for quite a while.
Yeah, so especially in Smash and Grab, right? Once you lose your gems once, it can be really hard to get them back. So sometimes saving that heal for like those enemy supers can definitely help you keep your health. And that's not always something you want to do. Like if there is a good value heal, it's definitely arguable that you should do it. Like that was a good value heal. You and your teammate were low.
Wait, am I being too aggressive right now? Kind of. I mean, we're down, so I feel like.
I think it was the situation demanded it, so I think that was totally fine. I think your teammates needed to not. Oh, you guys stopped, so now you can actually go back and you don't need to get any more gems. Okay. Because you're gonna get one more. So you had 7 when they had 10, so you wouldn't have been able to catch up because you can pretty much only get 2 gems from countdown. But since you stopped their countdown, enough gems came back and you can now. Yep, and now you have the lead. But now you're in a tough situation with a Daryl behind you.
Yeah, he totally smoked me there.
Daryl behind is always tough.
Yeah, yeah.
You pretty much have to
my teammates carried me here at this point.
Oh, nice, you got him back.
Yeah.
The blessing of random sometimes.
Yeah. So I knew that my teammates had 1,000,000 gems, so I decided to be like the aggressor at the end. Is that cool?
Yeah, totally good idea. If you don't have the important gems, just get in the way of the enemy, build up your super. Sometimes, too, you want to make sure not to let them build up their super. It depends on who they have. Like, if they have a Tar is a really strong super that can pull people in. So that's one example, maybe trying to avoid them. But otherwise, yeah.
Let's hop into the second one here. I'm not sure if it's this one or the next one, but I really lost one of these really dirty, and I felt like I played terribly. So there'll be more for Cory to kind of pick apart. So let's go right into number 2 in 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
So I'm with Mortis and
Dynamite.
like, do you think this is a decent comp or no?
It could be worse, I guess, but probably I don't really like Mortis and Smash and Grab. Because since it's just based on the meta, it's very tank meta right now. So Mortis not good versus tanks, and there's a lot of anti-tanks as well, which Mortis is also not good versus. And then
right now, I feel like I'm stuck in kind of a tough spot. But when you're playing Poco, should I basically trying to be sticking with my teammates as much as possible?
You don't necessarily have to, but with Poco, if you are trying to get kills, you pretty much do have to be with one of your teammates, since his damage is so low. A lot of times,
this might be the one that we get kind of smoked here, but we're in this position now that we're kind of trapped in our own end.
It doesn't look like your Mortis stopped playing for a little bit there too. Yeah, so yeah, this is a very spawn trap map too. Easy to spawn trap people. This is that small choke point in the middle. So this should be a situation maybe, but that turret up, so hopefully your dynamite takes care of the turret. Okay, but then another turret up too.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a tough situation.
So I'm kind of just running around trying to take cover and trying to pick my spots here. You know, I'm not very objective oriented at this point in the match. Should I be? Or like what should be going through my mind right now?
I think you're doing fine. You're trying to make sure you're not taking too much damage, which is good. You're using the walls to your advantage, which is definitely how you want to play it. I think unfortunately your teammates are letting you down a little bit. The Mortis is, I don't think he's done much most of the game, but yeah, there's not a lot you can do.
You want Mortis to be pretty aggressive, right? Because he's like our only melee troop, kind of, or brawler.
Yeah, you definitely want him to be aggressive.
And at this point, it's just like I have nothing to do but fall back, and my teammates are just running in. I mean, at this point in the match, obviously, we have no chance. But
yeah,
should you, if you're down quite a bit, should you just kamikaze in? Should you rally with your teammates, or what should you do in that situation?
Right. So good question. At what point do you start going all in? Yeah, I mean, if they're at like 9 gems and your teammates are low health, there's not much you can do. You sort of do just have to go for it and then hope that maybe you can get enough damage, or maybe your teammates has a super. I mean, that's pretty much, you have to like super them and get, 1 kill, stall them, something. There's not a lot. You do just have to sort of go all in.
Okay. So 2 matches down, 2 to go with Poco. So it sounds like I'm doing like all right. It's just, do you see anything that I could be doing better early on?
I think maybe it seems like you're a little bit spammy with some of your shots.
Yeah, I really am. I was wondering if you're gonna say that, but like I always like double shot almost,
Yeah. So double shotting is fine. You never really want to triple shot pretty much with any brawler. Double shotting is not that bad. It depends on like if they're out in the open and they're in your range, like usually that's fine. But if you're like in a situation where they're right near a wall, sometimes double shotting can be bad because they might just move by that second shot, and his shot doesn't go through walls. So
okay.
Yeah.
Let's hop into replay number 3 here.
Okay.
And you'll see more double and triple shotting. 3, 2, 1, play.
Okay.
So here we go. This time, I kind of like this comp actually. Yeah, it's kind of old schoolish.
Better team comp.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're going against.
So good Poco. Pressure on the Poco. Yep. Nice, good dodge on the Brock shot. So that was a situation where you're in that choke point. It's hard to not get hit there. So this ricochet on the right is going to be really annoying. He has a really good bounce shot on the right there.
Yeah.
So
luckily, their Poco keeps kind of running in for no reason.
So you probably don't want to go after that ricochet there, just because that bounce shot is really easy for him on the sides.
Okay. So is that something that like our Primo should be taking care of, kind of?
Yeah, hopefully your Primo can take care of it, or maybe your Jesse can get a turret up and just make it so that it's hard for the ricochet to do much. Okay,
So I have a lot of HP, but I kind of misjudged that. I was trying to like take one for the team and keep Jesse alive, but it didn't really work out. Obviously, I'm not a tank, but
right.
I do have a lot of hit points though compared
Yep.
to like squishier brawlers. So like, how should I ever be kind of taking shots for squishier brawlers or?
Probably only if they have gems, because for the most part you'll have the gems. So typically you don't want it too much. If you're like falling back to your spawn and you think you're going to be able to heal up soon, then it can be fine. But usually otherwise you don't.
Okay. Another question for you is, so we're doing pretty well this matchup so far, but so you can see I pretty much traverse the entire map, you know, no matter what brawler I'm playing.
Yeah.
Do you recommend or high level play? Do you get to a point where you basically have your territory that you're kind of covering? Or do you just go with the flow like I am and just, you know, kind of go anywhere?
Yeah, it's definitely going to depend on what the enemy is doing, right? So, but I mean, for the most part, you're going to be in the middle, and then you're going to be helping out one of your teammates on the left or right. But like, for instance, if, you know, all the enemies are on like one side of the map, you might crash over to that side, get a couple shots in. You know, Poco is great area damage. So it definitely does depend on the situation.
Okay, cool. Last replay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
I forgot if we won or lost this one. It might be another loss. We'll see. I don't know. I forgot. But this is kind of an interesting comp because we have Rico, so we have some. We don't have like any sort of a tank option except for Jesse.
Oh, look at them all grouped up like that.
Yeah, and I hate this combo going against. I hate going against Pam, and I think I got too aggressive here maybe.
Pam usually is a little bit better versus Poco. Pam has a longer range, can make it harder for Poco to get in.
Yeah, we get smoked, I think, as you can see early on. They're like really putting the pressure on, and they have the thrower as well. So
rough beginning.
Yeah. So what do I do in this situation? What should I be trying to do right now?
So pretty much anytime you have that like rough start where, you know, a couple of you die, you pretty much need to try and build up your supers, and then just try and push them out of your spawn, get back to where it's more even controlled. You don't want to be spawn trapped, and then hopefully you can get a kill or two on the gem carrier.
So basically build super, and then you know,
make your push.
Is building super also the optimal, no matter what brawler you have, like the optimal opening strategy as well? In other words, like, should I just be trying to chip and build super as quickly as possible?
It's not always. It depends on what brawler you're using. Like, if you're playing the middle, usually that's what it is. Like Poco, Pam, Jesse, all those low damage guys, you just want to build your supers. But if you're like on the side, if you're a tank or something, just going for kills is all you really need to do. You don't necessarily need your super for that.
Okay, cool. And yeah, you can see we took it pretty dirty there, but
that was rough. But it happens.
Yeah. I don't know if there was anything that we necessarily could have done differently. When it's that much of a horror show, it's tough to even say, "Oh, you did that wrong," you know. But yeah, I guess in synopsis, before we go to your channel and do my barley gameplay, do you have any like kind of closing thoughts on maybe? It doesn't even have to be on my gameplay, but just maybe some final thoughts on how to use Poco correctly and Poco in smash and grab specifically.
I would just say I think the main thing is definitely try and be in the middle, and then maybe get a few chip shots. You're mostly just going for chip shots on enemies, just, you know, small hits, and then just try and help out your teammates get a kill, and that's how you get the kills.
Fantastic, man. I'd recommend everybody goes ahead and watches the Barley episode on Cory's channel, subscribes to Coach Cory, and also watch Coach Cory's episode, The Whole Guide to Poco. I found that really, really beneficial. I hope you do more of those for different brawlers as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, that's going to be it. I'll put links to all that stuff in the description below. Cory, thanks again for coming on, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Ash. It was a pleasure.
No problem. Guys, that's going to do it. Huge shout out to Cory. Again, his information will be in the description below. Huge shout out to my YouTube partner, Bren Chong. Check out his information as well. He's doing daily giveaways now on Twitter as well. So go ahead and show Bren some love, guys. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. And as always, take care, guys.